Okay, and if you think of a question along the way, just type it in. I see it and I'll grab it as I go. Okay, great. No changes there at all. Sparky Safari. All right. All right. 6 players, 1 lap, 2 heats. First heat will be our 3 girls. Second heat will be our 3 boys. With the beanbag on the player's head, each clubber completes 1 lap and then passes off the beanbag in the team passing zone. Okay, remember we talked about team passing zone as we went through there. Last player completes the lap and goes around the circle pin to the center. If the beanbag falls off the head, the beanbag must hit the floor before continuing. While moving, players may not touch the beanbag. So, as soon as the whistle blows, player 1 takes off, just like the arrow says, with the beanbag on his or her head, all the way around the circle, and then hands it off, as we talked about, in the passing zone, in your team zone. Hands it to player 2. Player 2 can run with the beanbag with their hands on their head until they get to this line. So it doesn't matter what you do in your team zone until you get to, all you have to do is get it on the next player's head. Once you cross this line, you cannot be touching the beanbag. So some teams will grab it, and they'll run to the line, stop, put it on, and they get started. The line judge will be right there, so if it's not hands-free, they're going to stop the person, okay? So play continues on. Player 2 does it, player 3. But once player 3 does it, even though they're in their team zone, they cannot touch the beanbag with their head. Player 3 has to go the entire way, all the way around, until they cross their team zone. Once they do that, they run into the center. Their beanbag, although their beanbag must cross this yellow line, they do not have to have the beanbag in the center to win. They just have to get it past this beanbag, or past this diagonal line. So as soon as they do that, boom, they can go right in, touch, tip, or knock down the pin. Sparkies will always continue to play their games, even if they happen to knock down one of these circle pins, all right? So hold on just a second. I got a thing come up here. Let me check here. Hold on just a second. It says I have too many internet connections holding up here. Hold on. I'm going to pause you guys for just a second. Not going away, but okay, I am back. Sorry about that. For some reason it was saying I was possibly having some internet issues going on here. Okay, back. Here we go. All right, question. We had a question. In the beanbag in and out, the last player does not need to run around their pin. Just go straight in and tip the pin. Yes, the last player has to go. Yes. No. Let me get my yeses and no's straight here. The last player, player 3, must go all the way around and goes around. If I'm on the yellow team, I must go around my yellow circle pin, then into the center. So yes, you must. The last player has to make a full circle, then goes in and tips a pin. So does that answer your question? Okay. All right. I'm going to unmute right quick. Any questions on that? Anybody have any questions? Okay. All right. Good job. We'll move on to the next one here. I'm going to mute you guys again. Here we go. All right. And the next event.